Hello there, welcome. Hi, how you guys doing? Yes, today we're gonna be continuing the Gloucester City Diaries. A chance for me to do some lower league football. Of course, a lot of you asked for something like that, where I play with a lower league team, and yes, we are playing with a lower league team. But we have to have a caveat where I only sign English players, and I'm not allowed to make any loan signings. So right now, we're doing okay. If you're looking at the save, hope you guys are well. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you guys have good plans for the weekend coming up. And for those guys who brought in their tactics yesterday for diagnosis, I hope that the feedback helped you guys out. I know we got some instant feedback from some of you who are actually playing your saves and sending your tactics at the same time. We tweaked it and we sent it back, and yep, I got some nice feedback. Thank you to everybody who was involved. They are truly appreciated. Once again, having you guys on board all the time, yeah, it's fun. It is. I enjoy myself quite a lot playing Football Manager. Of course, if I was young, single, I can do this for hours on end. But nowadays, you're older, you got children, they demand your attention. So family has to come first, and I always devote whatever time I have. Make sure that I'm around for the kids, especially when they want daddy to help them understand what biology means, or why plants need light, or getting my children to actually sit down at the table and actually do some studies, because if I don't get involved, they don't study. Yeah. So I tell my kids the one responsibility they have in their life is to do two things: go to school, come home, study. Yeah. Your goal as kids is, when you're a kid, you have only one job to do, and that is to study and try your best to have fun in school and enjoy yourself while you study. Although I never ever admonish them if they turn in bad grades. Just ask them to do better the next time. I think that's the only way we can approach it. I can't be the kind of person that starts punishing kids because they came back with a C instead of an A. That's not me. There was a neighbor once. This is like off the beaten track. But I remembered I was like 21 years old and I was cycling past a house, and it was like midnight. I went past this neighbor's house and I saw this lady, and the kid could only have, can't be more than 11 years old. And she had this stick. She was just standing over the kid with the stick like this, and she was yelling at the kid homework. And I was like, it's almost midnight. And I felt sorry for the kid, man. So I know kids nowadays, there's a lot of pressure, but I don't think as a parent I want to be the one unloading the pressure on them. And I hope that it comes across, because I always like to focus on the kids, which is the reason why I stream on Fridays. Some of you guys want help from me for Football Manager, and at least I need a Friday to do that, which explains why we don't stream right throughout the whole week, which we used to last time, right? Okay, so looking at the situation right now, we've lost 10 times, so I can definitely safely say we're not winning the title, because for lower league, you got 9 usually. 9 defeats is all you can manage. It looks like we're going to head off to the playoffs, so we want to make sure that we're in the playoff zones first season. That not too bad. We've been using Stranglehold as strategy that normally use a lot of sites. But we've also lost a couple of players to injuries now. And one of the things I think that whenever you're playing Football Manager, especially lower league football, right, I realized that the deeper your squad is, the easier it's going to be for you. So I always have this thing called the 2x strategy, or double X. Basically what it does is a very simple motion. Okay, your critical positions, right, for all tactics are the same. They are the same. It doesn't matter whether you're playing a 3-4-2-1, 4-1-1-1-1. It doesn't matter. Okay, it does not matter. But there are 2 critical positions where you need cover for. 2 fullbacks. You need. Football Manager has crashed. Ding ding. Oh man, that's a first. Unused game data will be lost. Ladies and gentlemen, we have crashed. That can happen. I'm going to have to undo the skin. I'm doing okay, man. Sure. Chico, I think when you guys typed in hello, the game crashed. So it's not not the game's fault. The game crashed, man. Can you imagine that? That was like funny, you know. I've never had a crash. I have not crashed. This is the first crash I've had on Football Manager. Hard to believe, right? Because I don't play with any like skins specific. I'm gonna undo the skin, but if there's a crash, yeah, man. We'll start playing Black Myth Wukong all the way, and then you can ask me a question about Football Manager. All right, let's come in here. All right. Hey, Double X. There's a skin called Double X too. We'll go and use. I know this skin works. I've never crashed with Guru skin because Guru skin is basically the default skin with just a tweak to two things. Yeah. So let's see if it's the skin. Rarely is the skin, but it could be data. Yeah, because we downloaded the data file from Sorted Out SI, right? But this hasn't affected the other saves I've done. But yeah, I think this is the first save I've done since the download, and that has gone into multiple seasons. Yeah. All right, so let's do this and let's come in here. Let's go on holiday again. Use the next match. Let's see if this works. Because we crashed on the 30th, 31st, we crashed. Sometimes when a crash happens like that, right, you gotta go right into past the date itself. So you gotta try and remember which date it happened on. So it definitely didn't happen on the 31st. If it happens on the 1st of January. Yeah, so there used to be like a funky January bug last time, many years ago. Like on a specific day, the game would crash. And it's got to do with processing of the information behind the scenes. Because there I knew it crashed again. Yeah, so it's not the skin, it's the date. So this is a date crash. So it crashed on January the 1st. So that means we have the holiday mode past that game. So I have the holiday mode past January the 2nd. So I can't play that game. But see whether I'm right, because it would have stopped on the 31st, right? So it didn't stop, right? So on the 31st itself, as it was about to stop, so it's either 31st or the 1st. So I got to go past that date to the next date. It's the first way. A transfer date bug could be it could be. It can happen. There is a bug in the game, whether you like it or not. Hey, these are not some of the worst bugs. There were some bugs before, many years ago. You guys are familiar with CM. Was it CM 102, right? Oh my God! I mean, the number of bugs in that. I stopped playing the game, man. I just after the beta. I think it was after beta. I refused to play the game. I wrote guides, I couldn't be bothered to play the game after that. I said I'm not gonna play a game that I've got to reinstall all the time. Yeah, preferences. Let's change the skin back. I think it should be fine. If I'm not mistaken, it should be fine. And so tell me about your day, guys. How's your day been so far? How are you doing, guys? Are you having fun? I feel a bit. I'm on anti-inflammatory medication because I kind of was too overzealous during a game. So my fast twitch muscles tore. I don't think they tore this strain. If they tore, you'll be out for like a long time. Probably have a hard time walking. But yeah. And today I just went for rehab. I got somebody to do some rehabilitation work on my leg. Man, I was almost on the verge of tears. I was like, oh no, this is too painful. Okay, so we're gonna holiday to the 2nd of January. All right, so no, I tell you what, 2nd of January, that'll be past the date. So if it crashes on the 2nd, hallelujah, got no game after that. One of the ways, and the game tries to treat as you've been fined by the Football Association for doing a Jose Mourinho. What's happening with Jose Mourinho? Is he gonna get? I think they're charging him with racism, isn't he? I don't know, man. I was reading a very interesting article from The Athletic about football in India. Okay, guys, this is not doable, man. Ouch. It's crashing all the time. Data. It has a third crash already. No, I tried. I went back to, I'll try going to Bob Basic. Yeah, but I'll see if I want to see whether I can go past 12 and 13 first. Yeah, hi man. How are you doing, Mangave? Yeah, sometimes, the other one is quite, I've got one more solution which is quite drastic. Which is take everything out from the tactics folder. Remember my famous crash, tactics folder crash? Yeah. So there are several possibilities. I have to take out all the possibilities. Okay, so we're gonna take out the go to pressure, go to football manager, do this first. I've had too many tactics crash, so I have to delete. Like I'll delete something like maybe 10 tactics. It should to me under the number, and then that might work as well. Let's see if this works. All right, guys, you're watching a guy trying to restore his save. Man, it's been crashing. The other way you can do this is to delete, not delete, but basically move your entire C drive, your documents folder for Football Manager, and then what's the word for it? Move it from one folder, put it on your desktop, restart the game again, and put in the game. Yeah, so that's the other way. All right, so we done this. Okay, so now we go to the tactics folder first. Because we're gonna crash again, most likely. So I come inside here, go to the tactics folder, my favorite. Look at the number of tactics I have here. So we're gonna have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go. Let's take all these out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 18, 20, anti-super team, antigen. Okay, done. Let's delete all these files. Done. Okay, gone. All right. Now go on holiday. Choose 2nd of January. Let's try that. See if it works. If we see the crash again, I'm looking at the other monitor. Chico de Bico. After this, always we can all go and play tennis or some other sport. Because it's gonna be a pain in the ass to restart Gloucester again. It's a lot of work on lower league saves. Yep. All right, done. Okay, second solution coming up. So that didn't work. We changed our default skin. That didn't work. So what we're going to do is we're going to come inside here, take all this entire folder, basically delete all these first. Okay, take this whole folder, Command C, go to desktop. Do I have another one here? Wukong, all Wukong. Hey, congratulations, Football Manager is coming here. Hold on. Yep, terror copy. This is gonna take a while. So we're moving 28, 42, 44. This won't take long. Just moving the entire folder across first. So we move the entire folder, delete that folder, and restart the game. Because then it could be the custom editor. Then after that, what I'll do is I have to put everything back in one by one. First thing to go in will be the editor data files don't matter. That'll be fine. And I got to rebuild the cache again. So much work to do. So let's... Everyone's watching me restore the game, right? Yeah, I got to go bulk, baby. Everything. Got to delete all the... If you delete the entire folder, you'll be fine. You should be, lah. There's something else I have to do before I do that. You can't just delete the folder and then come back in. No, you got to go to the game and then verify your cache. And ask it to repair any broken files. Then you start the game. And if that doesn't work, then I will just safely say that we need to play a new game. It's bad news, man, for a lot of people. Can you imagine? It'll be terrible news though. Daljit cannot play Football Manager anymore. Oh no. So we can do we'll be able to do Wukong at the Great Sage. We'll be able to do Bishui King fight. We can start from chapter 6 again, which is the final boss. We can also do NG5 and just the 2 fights, the Erlang and the Stone Monkey. Oh yeah, we can start, there are different versions here of different fights that I kept. So we've got, we are only about 15 gigabytes through. So it'll take a while, guys. So stay la vie, such is life. This is phenomenal. Okay, while we wait, let's go read the news. We can minimize this. Okay, all right. So you see, India, not bad. No, Hyderabad signed a bunch of players. This is the players. Did you guys know that Alejandro Del Piero was playing in India? There. He went to sign for the Delhi Dynamos. Then we got Roberto Pires. David James also played in India for the Kerala Blasters. How did he handle the heat there, man? Mumbai City, Bombay, Freddie Ljungberg from Arsenal. David Trezeguet played for Pune City. This is when the Indians started their ISL, basically a super league for football, because they were trying to drum up interest in the league. Yeah, but I tell you something. In India, right, there are some really big clubs like Mohun Bagan and some of the big clubs are traditionally. They have got a rabbit. I won't rabbit. They got these are the Mohun Bagan fans. Big fans, because this is a very old club because it hails from Calcutta. Yeah, so Punjab FC is, goes without saying, it's your studio. But here, this East Bengal, Mohan Bagan, these are the huge clubs historically. Went there. And then who's this? Hyderabad came back. Hyderabad FC is fairly new, but look at the players they signed, boy. Look at the age. Serbian centre back 27. They signed an English left winger. The Brazilian centre forward called Alan Paulista was at 25 years old. So looking at the average ages, right? Compare it to like country like Singapore. If you're coming to play for a Singapore team, chances are you're 28 or higher or 29. But here got like the oldest player there is without a club, last club. Also, free signings also they made. Like this goalkeeper, Karanjit Singh. They fielded the younger side in the competition, managed not to finish bottom of the table. And then that is enough money for them. They turn it into like in India, right? It's like franchisee football, basically. And there's a lot of you go into the stadiums, it's like, you blast. If you're not into like rave or techno music, then you got a problem. Okay, so not my kind of scene. The members of the official Liverpool supporters group of West Bengal, they are like nice. No, look at this. Yeah, Manchester United played in India as well. Hey, no, this is an Anfield lah. No, this is Old Trafford. Sorry, Old Trafford. Old Trafford, they got it. They got all the way to the. Old Trafford has it all the way, right? All the way here. I say Old Trafford, Anfield. Can't really tell. It could be Anfield. The problem is that look at all these players. Look at the fans, man. Diego Maradona. Which club is this? Football fans in India mourning the death of Argentinian legend Diego Maradona in 2020. I played a really bad joke on a girl once. She was a Roberto Baggio fan. So I created a fake story about Roberto Baggio was involved in I was in the news. I mean, I could fake news stories those days. Quite easy to create a Reuters story and then make it a fake one. Because back in the day, news didn't come out from like you go to the internet and you have all the news there. It was more a case of the news feed will come from these wire services, and then they have a dedicated computer for it. So the guys who would get the latest news would have access to the dedicated computer like me. So I created this false story on April Fool's Day about Roberto Baggio, and man, she hated my guts after that. She had Roberto Baggio posters all over her table. So we still a long way to go. Yeah, the transfer is only 42% done. I got to transfer the whole thing across first before I delete it. And these are the grounds that they play on. Look at this, right? India, like there's no grass. I went to Sri Lanka at the same experience. No, I did a story in Sri Lanka when the Coca-Cola when FIFA had their FIFA Gold project, and it was about exposing the youth players, exposing the children to football. But then we went there, the children were playing football against each other. Literally in Sri Lanka, at that time I was in Sri Lanka, it was two factions were fighting each other, right? The children were playing each other football. That was like so ironic. I was like there they are, their parents are, the two factions are fighting. The kids are playing football with themselves. I'm like, it was such a contrast. And we brought shoes for them, gave them shoes and stuff, and then they play on a pitch, something like this. Quite nice, but very sad. But yeah, all these balls are sponsored. Shoes is bad. Most of the kids don't even have shoes, man. For a nominal 200 rupees, each student gets 2-3-hour training camps held on Saturdays. There are medical checks. What is this? One of India's most decorated, most visible women. She captained the national team. Now in 60, she got time to running an eponymous training camp, one available. That is very cool because this never happened last time. I mean, in the 80s and 90s, right, for you to play football, right? If you want to play football in India, you get into trouble, literally, because everybody expected you to play cricket. So there was a lot of financial support for cricket players, but there was zero support for football players. So this is, and football was basically a sport only available to like highbrow society, private boarding schools, those kind of kids. But of course, they have all the gear, But the kids that are poor, they don't have anything, no shoes, nothing. So that's one of the reasons why I was involved in Sri Lanka for a while. So you look at all this. This is a very good story on the athletic. If you guys, remember, you've got athletic, this would be great. I like what they read, man. For nominal 200 rupees. 200 rupees is basically, I mean, it's still quite a fair bit, before. They say for nominal 200 rupees, but 200 rupees is quite a lot for the poor. Yeah. So they go for football clinics. The clinic exists in theory to help the kids. That's the thing I don't like, This is the hard reality. This is the truth about Indian football. And this is one of the reasons why I do not like the ISL. The ISL is all about making money, but not about nurturing the youth of India. The fact is, now the ISL is printing money. They're doing well financially. Okay, they're able to pump in money and bring all these super talented players from all over the world, right? But they're not doing anything for the sport on the ground. This is something that now they got Reliance matches the club scores rupee for rupee. Now the Reliance are getting involved. Reliance are a big corporation, right, in India. This is typical. You go to India. No, they got shoes. Look at that. I see this kid. Look at his shoe. That kid doesn't have a shoe, man. This is not. This is like one of the old shoes. No, they get. Yeah, not uncommon for you to find kids who don't have great shoes. And more importantly, drinking water. How can you in India, right? During the summer months when it's dusty, when you play on the pitch, right? You kick the ball, right? You get a sandstorm in your face. Yeah. I ran on, I used to train for my marathons. I used to go to India to train for my marathons. The air is very dry there. So I used to run in the villages. So I would run through a village and the air is so dry. And every time I ran, I'll kick up, the dust behind me. You could see, and it's imagine there's one person running. Can you imagine 22 players playing football? Ilarice has organized a national tournament for schools and college model by Japan. Okay, but how do you get the kids to play? There are 9.3 million grassroots players in India. The scouting operation for Reliance's flagship academy in Navi, Mumbai, involves holding trials of thousands of players as well as employing an army of scouts across huge swaths. All this is slower. I think this is going to take a long time, man. India has never been to a men's World Cup. Yeah, but most of the football players will come from well-to-do families in India. Yeah, we can't wait. I think was it Sepp Blatter or somebody? There was one of the FIFA fellas said India is a sleeping giant. I think really, it's more than a sleeping giant. You don't call it a giant yet, no. Because they might have like a big. They need more. There has to be more involvement by the government if they want to really give the sport a kick up the ass and get it up there, because it is picking up. There are a lot of kids now in India. You go to India, the kids 10 years, 15 years old all know about Liverpool, Manchester United because the internet, right? And it's accessible, more accessible than it was when I in the 90s especially. These are the hardcore fans. He wants ISL to build on the first decade. Yeah, the fate of the ISL is not the fate of Indian football. No matter what league Mohun Bagan play in, no matter who wears the shirt, this is one thing true. No? Nobody care. Mohun Bagan fans do not care about the ISL one way or the other. They only care about the club. And if Mohun Bagan's arrival in the ISL was a big deal. Oh, let's look at this. Where are we now? 57% done. Oh my goodness. Let's continue reading The Athletic. Hope I don't go into trouble. I'm just like, I want to read, man. Let's see what else we got in The Athletic. Could 2025 finally be the year of the underdog in the FA Cup? Actually, we do have an underdog, right? This weekend sees an FA Cup quarterfinal. Who's the quarterfinal? Preston North End, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Man City, Fulham, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Nottingham Forest. This is the craziest final 8, no? PNE, Aston Villa. Okay, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, right? Nobody would have picked Bournemouth 3 seasons ago. Aston Villa, yes. City, Fulham of all teams, the yo-yo club of the championship. One moment we're in the championship, next moment we're in the premiership. Crystal Palace, Brighton, Hove Albion, Nottingham Forest. This is a very interesting lineup. We could have an out. Hey guys, we probably are going to have a new FA Cup winner, no? I won't be surprised if City don't win it, no. I won't be. You have Nottingham Forest here, and Nottingham Forest are difficult to beat. This could be Forest's year to win the FA Cup. My word. Because, Forest can handle City. It's a question whether Forest can handle teams like Aston Villa and Bournemouth or not. Bournemouth, Preston, Fulham, Brighton, City were all in the bottom 2 divisions that season. Yeah, they are not. Oh my God, this is going to be an interesting one, no? Did India qualify? Yeah, did it. They did. India did qualify for the 1950 World Cup. That's the only time they qualified. I don't think they had a team. I don't know. They didn't go for the India. They didn't go for the World Cup. I think India football 1950 World. 1950 lah. What's the story here? What happened? I also don't know. That's before I was born. The Indian qualified for the World Cup opted not to participate. Opted not to take part. Yeah, let's go. Golden era. Yeah, and unfancy India did end up losing the debut match at the Olympics 2-1. They made, 2-1 to France. Respectable, right? India will go on to play in the next 3 Olympics. Yeah. First Asian team to make the semi-finals in the Olympic football after defeating host Australia in the quarterfinals. The 50s, right? They made it to the semi-finals of the Olympics. They lost to Yugoslavia and Bulgaria in the bronze medal match. Not bad, this is like the golden era of Indian football. The period saw the Indian team win 2 Asian Gold medals, 1951-62 and 1 bronze. India also made their AFC Asian Cup debut and finished runners-up. They qualified for the 1950 FIFA World Cup in France after several withdrawals, but India refused to send a team, citing disagreements over team selection and insufficient practice time. Man, they should have just gone, right? They should have just gone, no? They should have just gone, yeah. I mean, whether they not, but that was a strong Indian team at that time. They could play football. I mean, yeah, okay. The 50s and the 40s, those years, a lot of teams would not show up, for the World Cup or not qualifiers, they won't take part. Because you have to remember, after World War II, right, most of the football associations were just getting their feedback at that point in time. So I wouldn't be surprised. But they did well in the Olympics, this team. Between 1948 and 1957, right, India had a decent team at the Olympics. Get that, and in with the chance for a medal kind of team. India bowed out at the preliminary round 10-1 thumping this year. 1956 Melbourne Olympics, under coach, this was their best coach, Syed Abdul Rahim. Yeah. And Sama Banerjee, the captain. I still remember this one. In their first match, India would have faced Hungary, featuring the great legends, but the Hungarians withdrew from the competition in response to the Hungarian Revolution. Not India's fault, right? You don't want to play. Progressing to a bye, India set up a quarterfinal against Australia. In Australia, India beat them. Yeah, okay. I mean, they're proud. They should be proud of themselves. On the back of the victory, India reached the semi-finals where they faced old nemesis Yugoslavia. It's pure, even though it's pure amateur. We gotta recognize, because, it's a level playing field. That's the best way to explain it. Okay, if I were to compare the World Cup to, because in the rest of the world, they have dedicated divisions, dedicated international, they got dedicated competitions for the international teams, right? Okay. So they are always competing. They're playing at the highest level. Okay. But in India, where there was no super strong league, right? They had a decent league, but I wouldn't call it super strong. So they are more, Indian players are more amateurs than they were professionals, because I mean, even in England, professional football didn't appear until much later, right? Because in the 80s, I think it was after, only professional football really started in England after the Industrial Revolution, right? I think it was early 19th century, right? Early 19th century, then players started getting paid to play football. And for Indians to be paid to play football is a big deal, no? They can't make a job, they can't make a living out. So most of them will be amateurs. So I would compare them to amateur and amateur, because that's the best comparison. It's like comparing apples to apples, not apples to oranges. Yeah. So I think because no other team, I mean, Malaysia also, Malaysia as a nation, their best. So a lot of these Asian nations treat the Olympics as a viable place for them to, it's like a level playing field for them, but not anymore now, I think. But it's okay, and they did quite well. This is respectable. Look, India lost 2-1 to eventual bronze medalist Hungary. Wow, I mean, respect this team. They beat Peru 6-2 and thumped France 7-0, but India was a decent team. But they are not, but they have the ability, they have the population to produce those kind of players. They do. I think India fell off lah. They did a small mini climb at one point, and then after that they fell off. In the 50s they were there. After that they dropped. Let's look at the analysis. Yeah, wait, this is 1992 ni. Okay, all right. Let's see. This is the first. India ranked 143 in the world. And that's not that far from Singapore. Okay. Singapore also was quite high, at one point. Yeah. We were quite high at one point after we dropped off. The first FIFA rankings not very good judge. You have to look at the few years later. Malaysia did quite well. I think Malaysia's record at the Olympics not very good lah, but Asian Cup, yes. Malaysian football team Olympic record not as good as the Indian team, because look at the Asian teams, right? The biggest Asian teams, right? The biggest Asian teams in the era was Iran. Iran was huge, right? At one point Iran was the giant of Asia. There, Malaysia qualified for the 1972 Olympics in Munich, beating Japan, South Korea. This is one of the greatest teams of all time for Malaysia. In the 70s, Malaysia had one of the, if not the best team in the history of that nation. In the history of the nation, this was the greatest team. This player, at one point, right, I think the top clubs in England wanted him. Because I think he played against Manchester United, and they had a lot of nice things to say about him. Gordon Hill praised Mokhtar as Hero Dahani in Shoot magazine after the England tour in 1978. Bobby Robson also, England B team, 1-1 draw against England B in 1978, dribbling past half of the opposing team. This guy did that. Mokhtar Dahari, he's a legend. This Malaysian team didn't do too badly. But that was in the 70s. A lot of these nations, they did well in the 70s. After that, they fell off. They fell off the cliff. Iran football record, Olympics. This nation, I think, there is prior to 70. Then after that, post 90. Yeah, let's see. I don't know. There's no history here. To go through this. The greatest Iranian player was Ali Dai. For me, okay. I want to look at the 90s. 90s, 80s, 70s at the time. We don't have no records. They have 58. They were a decent team. Iran were one of the stronger teams in Asia. Yeah, prior to the Iranian Revolution, they were easily one of the best side in Asia was Iran. Japan only emerged as a football powerhouse in the 90s. Before that, they were nobody. Japan was a zero, big fat zero those days. Japan only became decent after they had J-League. Before that, they were nothing. They were getting eaten alive by Iran, Saudi Arabia. All of them ate them alive, lah. Japan never emerged. Japan only emerged much later. For me, this was. I actually went to their home stadium, the Azadi Stadium. Got kissed on the lips by their football federation chairman. I was in for a shock, man. Because when they opened up, they allowed foreign correspondents into the country. So I was one of the lucky few. This is a great team. Oh God, let's see if this works. 76%. Still a long way to go, pussycat. Guys, you know what the biggest problem is? The logos and the pictures. I have to transfer everything, then I gotta delete everything. Iran was the highest ranked team to be seeded in the FIFA World Cup qualification when the Asians are. Okay. Wow, Wrexham recorded a 26.7 million turnover for a league. What league team is this? They are League One, right? They haven't even got to the championship yet, no. And their turnover is 26.7 million. They posted a loss of 2.7 million. Wow. They're making money. They're printing money. There are a lot. The sizable loan owed to the McReynolds company. So basically, Rob and Ryan loaned them some money and they paid the money back. Yeah, Signify all these Rexon need to be covered. Stadium maintenance and upgrade 2.8. Where's the big rise? The big driver of the is when they finish second, League 2 was sponsorship. There are lucrative deals from United Airlines, Coffee Brew. They kicked in. Oh, they're doing well. No, they are doing damn well. I'm telling you, these guys are turning Wrexham into a money. Okay, I won't say money making machine, but they did all the right things to get them into a position to get. I mean, let's look at it this way. They're going to be in the championship and they will most likely be in the playoffs. They will have that. They won't be like, let's go to the championship and stay there. The UK market is also less than half of the club's annual turnover. Which club in League One can say that right now? No one. Oh, I tell you. North America has become a huge market for the club in terms of attracting supporters and delivering on sponsorship deals. They do a lot of pre-season tours in the US and that gives them a lot of money. Sold out clashes with Chelsea, United in North Carolina, Los Angeles, San Diego, and Philadelphia. What they did was smart, right? So the club didn't make money from the documentary, but they just got free exposure. Okay, right? That's a good deal. Of course, who else would give the club exposure? Royal Highness. Where is it? Did you address him as not His Royal Highness, right? The Prince, right? I don't know. There are so big clubs in League One. I think they have League One. Some of them have a decent turnover, but for a club to generate 47% of its turnover from overseas, that's a lot, no? Yeah, there you go. In terms of League 2, it is unprecedented. Current leaders Walsall posted revenue of 6.7 million. Remember, theirs is 30 million, no? Not 6, no? Because their revenue is 30 million, right? Look, let's go back to the thing. Sorry, their turnover is 26.7 million, okay? Revenue is 6. Look, by a country mile. You compare the two. One, leaders Walsall 6.7, they 26.7. And this is when we cannot compare them to championship, right? Because if they get promoted, their turnover is gonna go a lot more higher. A similar situation, even Portsmouth posting annual turnover 13.6 million. When Portsmouth won the title last season, they had a turnover of 13.6. They have a turnover of 26.7 before they even get to the end. Preston North End, this is a very good comparison. PNE has been in the league for a long time and their turnover is 16.9 million. Hull City, 21.2 million. Yeah, Wrexham posted a loss because of the wage bill, 100%. No way, because they brought in some very, very good. They brought in better players, right? So, and they are doing what all football managers do. We expect our squad. Yeah, obviously, Ryan Reynolds and McElhenney have been playing football manager because they must have. Okay, guys, this is how we're gonna manage the club. How are you gonna manage the club? Let's go play football manager and let's find out the optimum way for us to get all the way to. Because if players can do this in a simulation. Kempe. Thank you for your 21 months on Tier 3. Absolute legend, you, sir. Welcome back to the channel. I mean, in case you guys are wondering why we have not been playing Football Manager, why we're doing all this, is because my game crashed. And we are trying to rebuild the whole thing right now. So we're at 77.8%. Trying to rebuild the whole thing. And then we haven't even verified the game cache yet. So that's going to take a while. So this is the video where I should change when your game crashes. I'm going to change the title of the stream. What do you do when your game crashes? So the title of the stream has been changed because it makes sense, right? Right? It makes sense, right? At least if somebody is watching a highlights or they can't make the stream, they will go like, "Hey, oh, finally, there's somebody who's got a game that crashed, and I can figure out what he's done to try and get the game working again." So my game crashed, guys. So yeah, here we are. Game has crashed when the game. I changed the title when the game crashes. This could be just a guide on what do you do when your game crashes. But meanwhile, while we do that, we'll just check out the rest of the news. Legal and professional costs. And then maximum effort. Wow. Okay, let's forget that. Payments. Marketing contribution to welcome the Rice also made by. Okay, they made. That's it. Oh, they have an academy, baby. 757,000. So they're investing in their own. Hey. This is what I mean. Right. All these clubs should look at this. Turnover is important. Get your own distillery and a brewery, which is what they did. And then have an academy. The loan helped fund the purchase of the racecourse ground and stadium improvements. The amount owed then rose further in the financial year from 3 to 8. But they got a loan, right? The various accounts have reviewed interest at 3% over the bank rate. Oh, wow. The loan being repaid. Hey, hello, Manchester United. This is what an owner is like. We lend you money, then you pay us back. Correct. Right. The owner lends the club money, and then they pay the owner back. That's proper. You look at 8%. Don't be like Manchester United. Go to one money lender, borrow 200 million. The fella give you a line of credit, and then after it says every time you want to borrow, just use the line of credit that we provided for you at about 12% interest. Okay? All right? That's what they do. Why the owners want to loan money to the club? Friendly, the loan. Look at this loan. It's so friendly. 3% over BLR. No wonder United is fried. You got the worst owners in the world. They will not lend you their own money, in fact. Hey, want to buy the club, I tell you what, I want to buy you're a Manchester United fan, yes. You go and borrow money, I'm buying the club. I borrow from you first to buy the club, okay? Yeah, no, don't worry. You go and borrow from the bank. Okay? Then you borrow from the bank. Damn it, ridiculous, no? The owners never came out with a single freaking cent. Red Tuchel England versus Southgate England. Nah, too early lah, Kimpi. Way too early. No, too early. Cannot compare the two. Especially, you look at the games they played. Latvia, close eyes, England. You play any formation they play, they would have. I'm not trying to discredit Latvia here, but it's still too early. In fact, you should never judge a manager from the qualifiers. Because they hardly ever play the same system when they go to, except for Southgate maybe. But you should only judge them in tournament play. Yeah. I never judge a manager during the qualifiers. Okay. Similar in terms of profit loss, what is their income so likely to rise due to raise central payments from the EFL to reflect a third-tier status or increase solidarity payments? EFL's new 4-year deal. Well, actually, it's true. This next year, right, the EFL is making more money. The clubs in the upper tier are going to be making a bit more money. If they can clinch a third consecutive promotion, they're going to be swimming in money. Well, there's a thing comply in the first season. Right? Yeah, they got no problems with league financial rules. Because they got a lot of headroom. Because they've been very responsible with the way they're raising money. Yeah. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, they definitely have it. They shouldn't have a problem. It's not Wrexham compared to other clubs. I don't. Oh, this is a podcast. Yeah, y'all should read about multi-club ownership. Mexico, right? I think there's a Mexican club that's been kicked out of the FIFA World Club Cup or whatever call that competition because of the multi-club rule, multi-club ownership rule. Yeah, they got kicked out, right? Club Leon, because they failed the thing. Club Leon FIFA World Club. Yeah, they expelled because of the multi-club rule. For breaching the governments on multi-club ownership. The guys who basically they were ratted out by another club that has multiple owners. If you can't take part, you can't take part. This is why have you not? Forest have wow, look at the number of injuries Forest have had. 11 only. The fewest minutes missed is Nottingham Forest. Hey, internet, how are you? Brighton, most injuries, 36. Aston Villa, 32. Tottenham Hotspur, 32. They've had terrible. Man City, 31. The fewest is Nottingham Forest. Number of days lost to injury, 475. The king is Brighton. Brighton and Spurs are the kings. Yeah. Oh my goodness, this is one. So what happened during the crash? So what I'm doing right now? So we tested the skins, right? So first we using a custom skin, then we remove the custom skin, then we didn't remove it per se. We just changed it to the default skin. And we tried with the default skin. It worked. Then we tried the holiday mode more than just a day, right? I was going to 31st of January and couldn't get past the 1st of January. And we tried pushing it to a new date, past 1st of January. That didn't work. We tried going to the 4th of January. That didn't work. Okay, so that means that we now have to do something a bit more drastic, which means that we have to delete the documents folder. But before we do that, because documents folder can be quite large, try your pictures with your dog, cat, mouse, stadium, players' faces, Nugent faces, yeah, and your thousands and thousands of tactics all inside there, right? Okay. You gotta copy that and put it on the desktop somewhere where you can get it. Once you've done that, and only that is done, then you gotta go verify the game cache. After you verify the game cache, then you go and do the final piece of the puzzle, which is play the game. See what it works. And at that point in time, it will work. So I gotta do all of that. Most likely is that particular game itself, because I think other games won't crash. It's gotta be peculiar to that game. Because yesterday we were playing the PSG save, right? That didn't have an issue. So it's definitely not something to do with. I'm very certain it's got absolutely to do with the skin. All to do with nothing to do with the skin, trust me. Or any of the downloaded assets. Usually downloaded assets don't give you a crash. What could cause a crash is edited data or downloaded edited data files. That can definitely cause a crash. 100%. If it's not done well, it is a crash. Yeah, it will cause a crash lah. Liverpool really throw TA. We're like, yeah, they will throw. No worries. Why you keep TA? TA doesn't want to be a player. It doesn't want to be a player. Hey guys, I just realized one thing, You know how long this is gonna take? Another hour. I'm looking at my target folder, right? While the transfer is there, we're expecting it. It'll take 1.2 more hours left before it's going to be complete. So, guess what? We aren't playing the game. I have to do this. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the streamer. There's no point. I'm just sitting down here talking to you guys. What else can we do? It's going to take another at least 1.3 hours, man. I might as well go have dinner, talk to the kids. How are you doing, son? You doing well? You okay? Huh? Why? You look at me, I look at you. Damn exciting the day. I tell you guys, I'm going to call the streamer. It's just that kind of a day. If it's not, life is like that, right? If it's not meant to happen, you're not meant to happen. You're not meant to hear my fantastic jokes today. Speaking of which, I was listening to Laugh Out Loud. Is it Laugh Out Loud England? Every competition, all the comedians get together, right? Oh man, Rob Mortimer. I was watching it. I was laughing my head off. It's so cool. Then I watched this American woman called Eliza crack jokes. And I was like thinking to myself, oh God, it's at least, you got two kinds of comedians. One kind of comedian that doesn't have to work very hard to make you laugh, and the other one where they're doing their darndest to make you laugh, and you're just going there, but that's not funny. I'm trying to understand though. Like sometimes I've ever gone to these shows, right? Like comic shows, right? And I just don't get. It's not that I don't get the joke. I don't even find it funny. Yeah, I just don't. Maybe it's a cultural. It definitely is a cultural thing, and also because of your own. What is this? Your own history of experiences that you go through, lah. But I will thank everybody for coming to today's stream. I do apologize. It's not like I wanted it to happen, but I think God is great. God said, "Hey, you go spend time with your kids." Okay. So I want to thank all of you for popping in. I want to thank you. We tried our best, but it's taking I just look at the time. It's 1.3 hours. No point, huh? All right. After I start the stream, I have to go in 5 minutes. That's not fair to you guys as well. So go find yourself another more entertaining person than me. I'm sure you will. There are plenty of them out there. And I'll catch up with you guys next week. Yes, I will. I hope to see you guys very, very soon. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Be good. Be fair. Be kind. Bye.